Simon in Sandbach. Morning, Jim. Please get on the phone now to Mr. Mashiri, your friend, and ask him to give Rafa a call. A proven successful manager who can galvanise a team and refocus our club. There you go. How would you have fancied it if you were Farhad yesterday?
Yeah.
Or probably it was Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They knew about it over the weekend. Mr. Owner, I'm out of here. I'm going to take up an option at Real Madrid. Would you have been all right with that?
Well, the challenge is it's almost inarguable that Real Madrid has such lustre and such lure that you're almost in a situation as an owner, as much as you don't want to be, because you're not interested in Real Madrid. You're interested in your own club. You think your own club is as big as it can be, or it will be as big as it wants to be. And then you're also balancing with saying, well, it's Real Madrid. You accept the fact that there are a few clubs in the world that are going to have an element of pull. Now, how it sits... Well, I don't want to be like, I told you so, but I'm going to be, I told you so.
You did.
I didn't think Ancelotti was a fit for Everton.
No.
Now, you can't legislate, and no one can be that smart, that you can legislate for one of these huge clubs coming out of the ether and potentially suggesting that they want your manager. And in this instance, absolutely suggesting. And Ancelotti having been there, been a success, okay, he was taken out at a time when Madrid weren't as successful as they'd like to be. They finished outside. They hadn't won the league for 2 or 3 years, or 2 years certainly, and they fired him at the end of the 2015 season, and off he went to Bayern Munich. But I don't know where it leaves Everton in terms of the project, because I can't suggest in any shape or form that the project was going in the right way anyway. Yeah. I mean, the furore and the interest, and we at the beginning of the season were covering Ancelotti and his wonderful son, and how it was all coming together, and this for that and that for this.
Yeah.
And yet they finished 10th in the league.
Well, that's right. Do you know what? It's the fans, and you always say you like Everton a lot. Well, I think it's public knowledge. I really like Everton. I'm up there a fair bit because I got on well with Farhad. Bill Kenwright, I've known for many, many years. And I just think the Evertonians are really special. They deserve better here, Simon. Especially, you mentioned Davide Ancelotti, Carlo's son. Now, I'm not getting at them here, but especially when we were told something like this, when Davide Ancelotti was delighted to speak to us on this show back in December 2020, and he told us in no uncertain terms how happy he and his dad were at Everton and with life in Liverpool.
I have to say, after 1 year, that we found a really good environment. We feel like home here, and I think that the relationship that we have now with all the employees of the club is fantastic. So we feel really comfortable, not just my father, but also all his staff. I think we settled in really well, and now after 1 year, we have a good relationship with everyone here.
What are the ambitions for Everton? What can Everton achieve?
I think that with the planification and to be patient and try to build year by year, you can reach objectives if you are ambitious. And I think that Everton is ambitious. Of course, I think that we have to be competitive as we've shown, and build the mentality year by year and improve the team year by year. So I think that Everton can follow the way that Liverpool had in the last years.
Do you know what? I'm listening to that back for the first time, Simon. The boys were working on that this morning. Davide Ancelotti came over so well that day, and I remember the reaction from Evertonians. He got in touch with you and me, how thrilled they were. Commitment. We want commitment. I love Evertonians because that's what they want. They take the football and the football club seriously. Davide Ancelotti talking there about projects. This is long-term, year by year. I mean, Evertonians listening to that this morning, surely you must feel really let down by what has happened. Just in the passing, give us a call or two, 08717 223344. Message me, 81089. I'm not stirring it up here for Ancelotti or his son, but why give us all that nonsense if a year on it's going to be ciao? Jumping ship.
Well, it's not even a year, it's 6 months, isn't it? Well, we're talking about style over substance. I always thought the appointment was a style over substance appointment because I didn't think the direction of travel that Ancelotti was on was indicative of his career, and I felt there was a lot of reasons, predominantly financial, why he might have found himself landing at Everton. Of course, Mashiri's ambition and desire to push Everton forward would have been part and parcel of it, but I always felt that there was a fit there that wasn't quite right. Now, we do have to factor in that there's probably only a few clubs in the world, which is scant consolation to Everton fans right now.
Yes.
If indeed they need consoling, because by the way, their team finished 10th in the league. So I'm not sure how much consoling they really need, because I don't think Ancelotti was pulling up that many trees.
Yeah.
But suffice to say,
they believed in these guys, Simon. They believed in them.
Well, I get the impression. I get the impression that a lot of people that are Everton fans weren't overly happy with the way that it was going, and that there was an element of the fortunate position he found himself was in is there was no bloody fans in the ground, because if there'd been fans in the ground, there might have been a very different disposition towards Everton's week in, week out performance at home.
What you think they would have turned on them?
I think they might have done. Football fans have no tolerance of poor performances, do they? And Everton fans are no different to any other fans. They do get disenfranchised and disillusioned by poor performances. I think there's a real difficulty one for Everton, because Madrid, at no point during that interview did anyone have the foresight to suggest to Carlo Ancelotti, say, but this project that you're on, what happens if a Real Madrid come knocking back on your door again? And we might have got a different answer from his son.
Possibly.
But also,
possibly.
His son isn't the man.
No.
His son is balls, bibs and cones. He's the man. He's the man that makes the decisions.
Yeah.
And he's the man that's decided that Real Madrid has too much lure. I don't think it says anything about Everton. I think it says more about Real Madrid. But Everton have got to get serious about where they're going with management decisions, because you've got an owner prima facie appears to be really committed. I hear mixed messages about how much money they're spending and how much money they really are spending and how much money is being invested. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 second that this man isn't committed, but I do also get the impression that Everton fans think that more money could be spent and more money needs to be spent, and the money that is being spent hasn't been spent wisely. Gylfi Sigurdsson is a good player, but he's not a £50 million player. So you've got to look at some of these decisions. Now it's about Carlo Ancelotti's gone. I don't think, quite frankly, when you summarise it and you look at over the 18 months, this is not a loss, because he ain't brought anything. What's he brought? A few players have got slightly better. Yes, he got James Rodriguez that came in, and all the furore, the lure of Ancelotti can be able to pull certain players in.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it and you distill it, Thomas Tuchel walks into Chelsea, wins a Champions League, gets them to an FA Cup final, finishes 4th in the league. Carlo Ancelotti spends 18 months taking Everton back to where they started from.
But is Chelsea not a different level, in all fairness?
Yeah, but we're not comparing and contrasting levels. We're comparing and passing achievements. Tuchel's achievement was to get them into the top 4.
Yeah.
And improve them. Ancelotti's achievement was to do nothing. What's he done? What's he improved? How have Everton got better? There's no exponential growth. There might be a few better players. It might look like a Hollywood signing.
No, but hang on, Simon. There was potential. They were in the top 4 for a spell.
But potential is something that can't be not delivered upon. Potential is a never-ending expression. When they've got potential, somewhere along the line, potential has to be delivered upon. 18 months into a gig, if you've done very little more than you picked up, right, besides starting the season well, who cares whether the season... Tottenham were top of the league in October, November. Chelsea were top of the league. Who cares where they were in November?
It's where you finish.
At the end of the year, and it stinks, really.
Fair enough. Well, it does stink. I'm glad you said that. It does stink. I want to hear from Evertonians this morning, because honestly, what do you feel? So many messages coming in, but we want to hear from you. 08717 223344. There's Paul in the Wirral, and Paul is saying Ancelotti knew he couldn't deliver the goods and was looking for a dignified exit. Some of the worst football I've seen in a long time. Garbage. He's a seasoned politician. Good riddance. Wow. So that is strong from Paul. Others coming in. Danny is saying Ancelotti lost his bottle once again, scared of the project, and has taken the easy way out. Copious amounts of money to spend on a side that's already pretty much absolutely disgraceful. So Ancelotti copping it as he steps on his private plane to get him over to Madrid. He'll be presented to the football club later on this afternoon. But before he goes, or while he's in the air, let us know what you think.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.